Hello, good morning. I'm a little closer than I normally am because I don't have my tech support today. So if someone could give me a thumbs up that they can hear me, that would be fantastic. Sometimes it can take a while for folks to get on that keyboard. If you already settled onto your mat, please let me know that you can hear me. We're here at Salt and Sand Studios in Warren, Vermont, coming to you live on YouTube. We do have a Spotify playlist. Not sure whether you have seen that. I'm going to drop that in here on the live chat. I see PD online. All right. Fantastic. Thank you. We're going to press our way back for this morning's program. Fly. And you know what? If you don't fly, just feel like you're flying. Welcome. This is our Try This at Home Yoga Intermission series. Here for you live every Saturday at 11 a.m., but also here for you all the time on demand. My name is Karen. I do have my giant jug of iced ginger tea, which I'm pretty excited about today. And for those of you who are new to the practice or to this particular approach, Nancy's favorite pillow works for you, or maybe your own favorite pillow or cushion and a blanket can be really helpful. I am continuing to slightly nurse a slightly angry shoulder. So some of the things that are arms overhead, I will guide you to, but I myself won't necessarily do. I'm going to find a comfortable seat with a long spine and imagine that there's this beautiful breeze coming across the collarbones to help them widen and start to smile. Hands can be up face down on the thighs, or maybe the backs of the hands are on the knees. Wherever you are, imagine that the arms are super duper heavy and they drop from your shoulders, kind of the opposite of flying. I guess the opposite of fly might be stationary, not sure. Tailbone tucks a little bit, so you're drawing the navel in and up. We're coming into the breath, just beginning to notice what it does inside the body. Deepen it. And notice if you can have any sensations right on the upper lip, under the nostrils, maybe the sense of cooling or heating or moisture. I'm going to work breath of equal duration today, allowing the inhale and exhale to be exhale to be the same length. Breathe in to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Again. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 4, 3, 2, 1. For 5. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again. In. 5. Out. For 6. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. 6. And last time. Breathe in. 6. Exhale for 6. Huge breath in and out. A gentle turn of the head over to the right. Allowing the breath to enter the space of the neck. Maybe when you think you've reached your edge, you take another breath in. And perhaps as you breathe out, you might notice just a tiny bit more twist is available to you. Slow inhale takes the chin and nose and forehead back to the center. Exhale, a gentle twist of the neck to the opposite side. Breathe in. Exhale, maybe you can twist a little tiny bit more. Inhale, nose returns front and center. Breathe in, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Breathe out, press them behind you and down. Preparing those wings for flight. Inhale, shoulders lift up. Imagine their earrings hanging off your ears. Exhale, press them away from you, back and down. And one more time, shoulders up. And away and down. Spread the arms wide on the next breath in. Seeing if the elbows can straighten a little bit more. The fingers like you mean it, like you're reaching for something really beautiful. Maybe it's the beautiful plumage of a halcyon bird on the left. And a gorgeous, bright pink colored flower on the right. Take a breath in. Exhale, arms come straight in front of you, palms pressed together there, and we lock the arms back into the shoulders. Gather the belly in and up, and bend the elbows, lower the thumbs to meet your sternum. Consider here an intention or maybe a motivation for your practice. Maybe the reason you came to your mat, it doesn't have to be anything lofty. We'll celebrate that using a chant of Om. As with everything, the Om is not required. This is your practice, not mine. I like to chant because it allows us to fill the room, the space, with a sound that vibrates throughout nature and allows us to kind of spread out our intentions like a little foundation, a blanket or a carpet for our practice. Breathe in nice and deep. And go ahead and place the hands behind the body and place the soles of the feet together. I'm going to scooch back a little bit. You're welcome to stay on your block or whatever it is you're sitting on, bringing the sitting bones forward, hands behind you. As you lift the front body, see if you can tuck the tailbone forward and then lift the heart as well. Collarbones get wide, elbows draw toward each other, as do the shoulder blades. Then we allow that movement, that extension, to draw the knees downward. They might not come much farther, much closer to the mat or the floor. Just taking a little back bend, a little hip opener to set the stage for the practice. Shoulders stack back over the hips. Take the right hand outside the left thigh. Press into the back hand to make the spine nice and long again. A little twist over to the left. Head can turn over your shoulder if that feels okay. But we're working here the belly primarily, not the shoulders. Breathing in for extension in the spine. Using the space we've created to exhale and twist. On a breath in, sweep around through center, breathe out, take your twist to the other side. Inhale, return to center. Bring the arms into a cactus shape. I'm gonna make this feel a little bit like the Munchkin, the Lullaby kids, Lollipop kids. Heart opens. Exhale and tilt over toward the left. Seeing if you can keep the sitting bones on the ground. If it feels okay for you, you can stretch your right arm nice and high. I'm hanging on here in cactus due to my shoulder. Being kind to the body, really important. So knowing the limitations while still allowing for challenge is good. Inhale, rise back up, come to cactus shape. Exhale, tilt over to the other side. And once you're there, finding opening on the left rib cage as if it were a balloon expanding. You could extend the right arm nice and high. And if it feels okay, you can drop the left arm nice and high. One more direction for the spine. We rise up, come into cactus shape. This time, the hands take a hold of either the ankles or the tops of the feet where the thumb can come inside the arches. We're going to take Baddha Konasana pretty early in this practice as we lift the spine nice and long, open up the chest, and scoop the belly in to round the spine like it's curving around the belly. Drop your head. Finding a bit of a rounding and a bit of a fold. Breathe in and out. Inhale, rise back up. That is the spine having moved in all directions, starting to lubricate it, to warm it up, to support the rest of the practice. Move into child's pose. Coming face down on the mat. The knees are nice and wide and the big toes touch. This is a restorative posture that can also be supportive of some opening in the heart and the shoulders. Head is resting on something. For me, I am bending my elbows to protect my left shoulder and placing my head on the back of my hands. A breath in and out. See if the sit bones can move a little closer to the heels. Walk the hands under the shoulders and then draw the knees together. They don't have to come all the way together. Heels might come a little bit apart. Actually, let's bring the heels outside the glutes. We're going to sit up here. I'm going to take a very gentle quad stretch. This might be plenty for you. Draw the belly in and up and lift the heart. Spread the collarbones. Someone said to me this morning, when I spread my collarbones, I feel like I'm drawing my shoulder blades together. And the answer was yes. Wasn't a question. Hands come behind the feet, maybe on top of the feet. We're just going to take a little bit of movement into the hands. Tuck the tailbone upward toward the sky to protect the low spine. Opening up the quads just a tiny bit. Maybe yours are already well open. I've practiced once today. Mine are still a little tight. Slowly use the belly to come back and return into a tabletop. Make sure the knees are right under the hips, the ankles as wide as the knees, and the hands are underneath the shoulders. If you're dropping the belly down or collecting in between the shoulders, you're going to round a little into the shoulders and tuck the tailbone, drawing the belly in. Hands are as if they are atop some really beautiful pickle jars, maybe that one of your friends just canned some cucumbers for pickling. And you feel as if the energy is opening up the pickle jars with the fingers moving outward and the heels of the hands moving inward. It's just this little energetic shift to support the places of support. We're going to glide the right foot behind us and off the mat, nice and long and strong. Toes point down, left arm floats in front, maybe bicep is by your ear. On a breath out, knee to elbow, take your time. Lift the belly up. Inhale, extend, get nice and long. Breathe out, knee to elbow. Drop your head, breathe in, lengthen out. You can always do this with just the leg. Next time, exhale, knee comes to elbow, elbow to knee. We pause and lift a little bit more. Inhale, extend things out. Exhale, the hand and the knee to the mat. The body might be asking for a little sway or a little hip circle here. Take that, our cat and cow shape. Coming back to tabletop neutral spine. So we check with the belly, tailbone, and the space between the shoulder blades. Keeping the hips square, left leg floats behind. Toes point down, heel reaches out behind, use the glutes, use the hamstrings, right arm floats in front. Breathe out, knee and elbow come toward each other. Breathe in, they move away from one another. Exhale, knee to elbow in toward the midline. Inhale, extend. And one more time. You scoop the belly in, the knee up. Inhale, extend. Hand and knee return to the mat. Maybe a sway, maybe hip circles, maybe cats and cows. Return to a neutral spine. Walk the hands forward just a couple inches. Tuck your toes under and float the shins off the mat, just about 2 inches. We take a big breath here. Shift on the breath out, the sitting bones behind and the chest toward the thighs. Breathe in. Exhale, super slowly draw the heels toward the mat for your downward facing dog. This is the only downward dog I will do in practice today due to my shoulders, but I will guide you through down dogs. Breathe in and out. Maybe pedal the feet. Knees might be super bent. Breathe in, rise to the tiptoes. Exhale, bend your knees. Look past your hands and walk to them for a forward fold. Yay, we get to hang out nice and heavy from the tailbone all the way to the top of the head. Ragdoll if it feels good. Torso is in contact with the thighs. Let it all go. Nod the head, shake the head. Breath in. Exhale, hands release to the ground. Like you are a sunflower absorbing all the water and nutrients from the earth into your stem, your feet. Rise up. As soon as the shoulders stack over the hips, your head, the sunflower itself, begins to rise up to face the sun. The arms can float high overhead. Hands to your heart, samasti tahi. Tuck the tailbone. Allow the glutes and the belly to be a little active. Drop the hands by your sides, mountain pose. Inhale, arms sweep high overhead. Exhale for a forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Hands draw to the shins, half lift. Long spine, just like when you're in tabletop. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, unravel to standing. Sunflower. Arms reach high toward the rays of the sun. Exhale, cactus arms. Reach the elbows and shoulders outward like you could make more space. And one at a time, drop the hands behind you. Intertwine the fingers, or the fingers can cup, one set of fingers can cup the other. Collarbones get super wide, tailbone tucks a lot. We're going to sit into a modified chair pose with our hands bound. I'm putting my hands on my hips because of my shoulder. Sink energy into your heels and the sitting bones behind the heels and down. Big breath in. If you'd like to keep your bind, go ahead for your fold. Maybe the intertwined hands float away from your spine. Maybe they do not. It's a shoulder opener. Breath in and out. Inhale, half lift, long flat spine. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Left foot makes its way all the way to the back of the mat for a runner's lunge. Maybe adjust, finding your foundation, keeping the back knee super strongly moving toward the thigh. Reach the heel toward the mat even though it's lifted. Left hand comes down, right arm can float high for a twist. Breath in. Long spine. Breath out, twist a little deeper. Press lots of energy into the big toe mound of the right foot. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, twist. One more time, as if the navel is orbiting the spine, twist. Next breath out, right hand drops to the mat. Left knee drops, toes untucked. Shoulders stack over hips. Hands can come by your sides, overhead, or on your right thigh. Maybe a little shift of the right foot forward or outward or both to find balance and sink a little deeper into your front knee. To lift the right hip point away from the thigh in support of your back bend. Glutes are really active here, especially on the left side. Huge breath in. Exhale, hands frame your front foot to find half split Ardha Hanumanasana. You might scoot the right foot forward. Maybe the hands move forward or backward as you float the toes off the mat. The heart reaches for the shin as you fold over the leg. We're aiming as much for a flat back as possible and safety in the hamstring. That might mean bending your right knee. For some, it might feel good to alternate between pressing the foot into the mat and floating it away from the mat. And a big breath in. Exhale, sole of the footsteps onto the mat. Hands crawl forward to tuck the back toes under. We hike the hips nice and high. And then extend the front leg, finding a nice wide-legged fold. Sort of a extra long pyramid pose. And hands come inside the right foot to walk to the long edge of the mat. Toes out, toes in, heels out. Just check that the feet are the same distance from the side of the mat. Breathe in, find a halfway lift. Exhale for a forward fold over your legs. Drop the head, maybe even intertwine the hands behind the head and drop the elbows. The hips are lifting toward the sky as if you're pressing all the energy of the feet into the earth, gathering up all kinds of nourishment so that the legs can grow longer. If only that were true. Hands drop to the mat, and we walk to the opposite side, the back edge of the mat, the opposite from the front, that is, finding runner's lunge here. You might need to adjust the legs, continuing to press the right heel away from the right hand drops down to the mat. The left arm floats high for your twist. I'm keeping my hand on my heart. Finding a variant that works for my shoulder. Breath in, nice and long in the spine. Breath out, twist the belly. We're not working from the shoulder here. Breath in. Exhale, left hand down to the mat. Right knee touches down, toes untucked. Move into Anjaneyasana, your knee down lunge. Once again, hands by the sides, on your thigh or over your head, depending on what works for you. I'm scooting my left foot a little out to the left and a little forward in order to support a deepening in the front hip crease. Press the bony point of the left hip away from the thigh to find lift as the tailbone tucks. Heart opens. Big breath in. Exhale, hands frame your front foot to find a half split on this side. Maybe you scooch the foot forward. Maybe you use the hands to get it there. Maybe you don't need it to go forward at all. Ball of the foot peels from the mat. Belly in and up, shoulders toward the hips, heart reaches forward. Exhale, lengthen the spine, fold over your left leg. Maybe movement with breath in support of a greater extension of the back, the belly, and the hamstrings. And maybe shifting of the ball of the foot down and up, depending on what works for your body. Big breath in. Exhale, sole of the left foot plants on the mat. You might scoot it back a little bit to bring the knee over the ankle. Hands walk forward, back toes tuck to press the right knee off the mat. Extend the left leg, so unbend the knee, fold over the leg. Nice wide pyramid pose. We're going to move back into runner's lunge and drag or hop the right foot halfway up the mat for your actual pyramid pose. Here is your pyramid, hips squaring to the front of the mat. Your hands might help. Again, aiming for a long spine and using the movement of Uddiyana Bandha, the gathering in and up of the navel, of the low abdomen in support of the spine and creating real estate for your fold. Your head is like a bowling ball. Breathe and lift halfway up. Hands come inside the left foot. And once again, we walk to the long edge of the mat. This time the feet are not as far apart. They're about hips width distance. Place the left hand on the mat, bend the left knee a lot, and float the right arm high. It's another twist, but it's a twist with a little secret. Not quite like a sofa with a secret, but a twist with a secret to open up the IT band, and for some of us, the calf on the right leg. Pressing lots of energy into the outer edge of that foot. See if you can rotate from the midline around as opposed to using the shoulder. And if you don't feel anything in the outer part of the right leg, you're going to lengthen your left leg or unbend the knee. If that still doesn't work, you might move the feet a little bit closer to each other. And again, don't twist from the shoulder. Gather the belly in, twist from the belly. Big breath in. Exhale, right hand drops. Prepare for and take that on the other side. Starting first with a bend in the right knee, and then floating the left arm into your twists. For my left side, I really have to work at finding the IT band stretch. A little bit of extension in my right knee helps that. Big breath in. Exhale, left hand to the mat. We're going to walk around toward the front of the mat, pointing the right toes forward, and then pointing the left toes to the upper left corner of the mat for Parsvottanasana here. A little lift with a long spine. Exhale, fold over your legs, square the hips. Big breath in. Exhale, step the back foot up to meet the front. I'm going to move a little forward on my mat to support the rest of the postures. We're going to inhale and gently float all the way to standing. Arms can sweep high if that feels right. We'll meet in Samasthiti, the hands at the heart. Going to move into a little bit of initial practice for the flight we will take later, not much later. We don't have that much time together. So if you like, for balance, you might move the feet a little apart, not a lot. We're simply, on an exhale, going to bend the right knee and come to the right toes. So you can come to the tops of the toes. The weight's going to shift a little bit into the left leg, but you're going to really work to fortify that leg so you're not shifting into your left hip. Bring the heel down. Inhale. Exhale, draw the left toes onto the mat. Inhale. Exhale, drop the heel. Let's take that one more time. A little teeny weight into the left foot, and we bend the right knee to come onto the right toes. Slow, steady breath. A gaze on something unmoving that is more than 4 feet away from you. And maybe you can use the belly, the thigh, and the glutes to lift the right knee and activate the foot. Belly and quad help you lift the leg a little bit more. And slowly we bring the toes back to the mat, then the heel shifting to the other side. Doesn't matter if you fall, because guess what? It is just yoga. Once the knee is lifted, the foot activates. We use the glutes and the belly and the quad to lift the knee a little higher. Beautiful. Exhale, gently come back to the left toes and bring the foot to the mat. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale for a forward fold. Breathe in, half lift, long flat spine. Exhale, hands plant. We're going to step back to a runner's lunge with the left foot behind, adjusting to allow for the balance of a hover, like a hovercraft. Palms face down, belly is over the thigh. Your beautiful statue on the bow of a ship. We're going to rise up into crescent warrior using the belly, legs, the heart lifts. Your arms can be overhead, floating if that feels right for you. Big breath in. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Bring your palms toward your heart. Take a big breath in. Exhale for a twist over to the right. Maybe you take an upright twist, or maybe the left elbow comes toward the right thigh. Lot of energy into the back heel. Next inhale, rise up, crescent warrior. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Take one more huge breath in. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Adjust your feet as needed to allow the back foot to be parallel to the back of the mat. Arms spread open like wings, and there's a juicy bend in your front knee. Imagine that the right knee is working straight to the front of the mat. And the belly energy lifts away from the right thigh without adding an arch to the back. Flip your front palm. Breathe in, reverse the warrior. Right arm high, left arm down. This is a hip opener. It's also a strengthener and a heart opener as you lift the right rib cage toward the sky. Warrior two. Reverse the warrior once more. Exhale, hands windmill inside your right foot. Come to the ball of the back foot. Heel toe the right foot out to the right. You know where this is going. You're welcome to take a lizard twist with the back knee up or down, or find your full lizard, back knee up or down, with the right foot peeling up like a book onto the outer edge, and maybe the hands walking forward to bring the forearms to the mat or a block. Moving into our final postures before we take our little meander from the back of the mat to the front and move into bird. All of the things we've been doing are working up to that posture, that process, that little exploration and discovery. The hands plant under your shoulders. Sole of the right foot returns to the mat. And we'll step into a forward fold at the front of the mat once more. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, runner's lunge with the right foot at the back of the mat. Take your time finding this lunge, pretending that you too could take off right from this starting line of runner's lunge. And our first part of flight is hovering the belly, Hands by the sides. Collarbones grinning as if you're floating over the ocean. And you can see all of the beautiful fish right below you. Inhale, rise up, crescent warrior. Arms float high. Right glutes are on fire, drawing the tailbone down. Exhale, hands to your heart, to a twist. Right elbow outside or on top of or inside the left thigh. Don't forget to extend the back leg. Inhale, draw through center, arms fly overhead. Exhale, sink deeper into your crescent warrior. Big breath in to open up on an exhale, warrior two. Hip opener, not a back bend. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Warrior two. Flip your front palm, reverse. Exhale, hands plant inside the left foot, and the left foot moves out to the left. Back knee off the mat or touching the mat, the toes on top. Your choice for a twist or your full lizard pose, whatever works for your body. For full lizard, the foot comes onto the outer edge, the knee drops outward, and perhaps, but not required, the hands walk forward, allowing the forearms to a block or the mat. Exhale, hands plant back onto the mat. Tuck your back toes under to shift the knee off the mat to come into your high plank. Your choice to move into chaturanga, maybe with the knees up or down, low plank. We're going to meet in downward facing dog, although I will be in tabletop. Downward dog on a breath out. On the next breath in, the right leg floats high off the mat, long and strong. Then open up, stack the right hip over the left, the right knee bends. Maybe ankle circles or knee circles. On the next breath in, extend the leg once more, three-legged dog. Drop the foot to the mat, down dog. Inhale, left leg reaches off the mat. Reach the heel behind you before you stack the left hip over the right and open up your downward dog. I obviously am doing an open tabletop. It's open table. Come have a meal. Ankle circles, knee circles. Leg extends, breath in, then it draws back to the mat. Rise up to the tiptoes, bend the knees a lot. This time, hands toward the feet. Hands toward the feet for a fold at the back of the mat. Maybe peace fingers wrap around the big toes, thumbs rest on the top as you inhale for a little lift. Draw the shoulders to the hips and bend the elbows on your fold downward to bring the belly closer to the earth. Inhale, float to standing. Arms can sweep high overhead for a moment before they return to your heart in Samastiti. We're going to take that little shift into the left foot to float the right knee off the mat. Bring the knee out to the right, keeping the foot active, and cross the ankle above the left knee. If you fall out of this at any point in time, just rejoin it. You might remain here, pressing the knee away and down, or maybe your hip is open enough to bend the left knee and come into a chair posture. We're not going to sink all the way down. If you'd like to take an arm balance, please feel free. We're going to work our way back up. Draw the knee to the heart. Bring it over to the right again and into tree. So the foot might be on the thigh, the calf, or the ankle. The toes might even be touching the ground. Fortify the left hip. Grow your branches if that's part of your practice or you'd like to give it a shot. Arms might reach overhead. I'm finding the wall helpful. Knee draws back into the heart. Take your time. Shift the leg long in front, maybe not super long. My hamstrings are tight. Lift the leg a little bit more. Step the foot halfway up the mat and slowly press into that foot to lift the left leg high. You're using the belly, the quad, the hamstrings, the right glutes, the left glutes. Maybe the left knee bends, maybe the hands float behind or stay at your heart. You're flying. Heart spreads wide. You got this. See if you can press into the front leg, pendulum the left leg forward, and lift the knee high. Woo! Open the knee to the left. Tree pose. We're starting with tree this time. Arms float wide. Long, slow, steady breath. Maybe the arms float high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Knee floats up toward the heart. I just needed to shift because I was grabbing the mat with my right toes. Knee moves outside once again, and the foot crosses above the right knee. Left knee presses away and down, maybe a little sinking into your seat. Almost there. Press back up, knee into the heart. Extend the left leg. Float it a little higher if you can. Belly and quad help. Step it forward. Nice big step. Take your time. Maybe the right toes stay on the mat. Or maybe it takes you several breaths to lift them off the mat. Engaging the belly, the glutes. Fortifying the left leg to square the hips. Nose can point down. Maybe the hands float behind you. If the hamstrings are super tight, you might bend the right knee. Breathe here, 3. Reach the heart, 2. And 1. Rise up like a pendulum, right knee to the heart. Exhale, foot to the mat. All right, shake it out. Nice job. Fly in, fly in. Inhale, sweep the arms high overhead. Breathe out for a forward fold. Rise up to the balls of the feet. Drop the sitting bones to the heels. Bring your hands to your heart. Toe bounce. Lift the heart a little bit more. Then however you like, you're going to come down to a seat. Some of you might be able to, with your core strength, reach the arms in front. Others might bring the hands to the side, or maybe behind you, or maybe you just find whatever way works for you down to the mat. Go ahead and extend the legs nice and long. Bend the knees a little bit, reach the arms in front. Lock the arms back in. Breath in, heart lifts. Exhale, shift forward, drawing the belly in to keep the spine as long as you can. Toes point to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, shift forward. And one more time, breath in. Exhale, shift. Maybe the hands drop. Inhale, rise to your seat. Exhale, come all the way down to your back. We'll move our way into a twist. So bring the soles of the feet toward the sitting bones. Shift the sitting bones off the mat, lengthen the low back by tucking the tailbone, and drop the spine all the way back to the mat. Lift the head off the mat, tuck the chin toward your chest, extend the back of your neck, drop the back of the head on the mat. Cross the right knee over the left like you were doing sitting in a chair. And go ahead and move the left foot to the right, probably 3 or 4 little wiggle waggles, and drop all the way to the left hip. Maybe shifting your shoulders to the left or your hips to the right. We take a twist this time with the right palm flopping upward, the head moving toward the right shoulder. It doesn't have to go all the way over the right shoulder. Super long on the right side of the body. Relaxing the left side. Huge breath in and out. You start to wiggle the left foot back to the left to return all the way to the spine on the mat, legs crossed. Uncross them, we'll take the whole thing to the other side. Left knee over right, right foot over to the left. Lower body drops to the right hip, right side. Maybe the hips move a little more to the left or the shoulders a little more to the right. Head aims over the left shoulder, but maybe it just points to the sky. Big, huge cleansing breath. Shift that right foot back to the right. Bringing the spine back to the mat, maybe with a little lift. Soles of the feet come to the mat, and this time, a happy baby. Knees move outside the rib cage. Feet like you could step on soft, fluffy clouds. Arms long inside the legs to take a hold of the inner or outer edges of the feet. And the shoulders kiss the mat. Maybe little movement left and right massages out the spine. And one at a time, feet can plant on the mat. And find your way to your final resting posture. The fullest expression, the legs extend, feet splay outward, shoulder blades on the mat, arms with the palms facing upward, space between the arms and the body. Another cleansing breath in as if you could release any remaining tension. Shavasana. An opportunity for effortlessness, no control of the breath, awareness of all of the beautiful sensations that only the human body can experience. Even with the eyes closed, sight might show you what is in your mind, or maybe it's insight, or just color, sound, scent or odor, taste, and touch. Allow your awareness to move back to the breath, creating a deepening of the breath. By allowing the breath to deepen, movement returns into the body. Gently, 1 foot at a time, comes back to the mat to shift yourself over to one side. That could be left or right, because those are the sides available to you. It could be front and back, but left or right. You turn here to your intention or motivation. And give yourself a little moment of gratitude for making your way, for taking the time to come to your mat. All the goodness of your practice for the body, the mind, the heart, the breath remains with you even as you share it outward, offering the merit of the practice to perhaps someone you love, or maybe all living things. Press yourself to a comfortable seat. We use the practice of chanting to deliver that merit outward, even while retaining some for ourselves. The chant is Om. We start by exhaling all the breath out of the lungs. Super deep breath in. Thumb knuckles connect with the center of your forehead. May your thoughts and breath and heart fly. Namaste. Thank you all for a terrific practice. It was really fun to be with you again in this virtual world. Wonderful also if you are coming post live class in the practice. I hope you all have a really great weekend enjoying this summer. And we will see you soon. Please like, share, donate if you have it. Don't worry if you don't. And come back. Keep practicing. Thank you. Bye.